You're probably wondering what's going on. I'm smiling. You wanna know why? Because I have no idea what I'm reviewing next. See, the guys forgot to give me the movie I am talking about that I've seen, so I guess I just don't know what I'm reviewing. Whatever I'm reviewing, it better be a good movie. What now? Oh, I don't know. Is it? Fine, I'll review Hobbs and Shaw another day. Is it? I already did Far From Home. Well, what is it then? A movie I haven't seen? What haven't I have not seen? Of course I've seen The Lion King. That's my childhood movie. Wait. No. There's another one? What? There's a remake? What? Okay, surely you cannot be serious right now.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
I like that joke. But still, there actually is a remake of The Lion King. That's crazy. You know what's crazier? I haven't seen it. I didn't know there was a remake until now. So you know what? I'm gonna go check it out. Be back sooner or later. Man, that's a movie. So what am I gonna talk about? Let's talk about The Lion King remake. I have heard rumors that this is happening, but I never knew what actually did happen. So it did. Let's talk about The Lion King remake. And what are we gonna start with for a Lion King remake? Start with who's the replacing stars that replace who was in the original. Are the replacements good? Are the CGI characters good? Let's figure it out. Now for cast members. We know all the famous cast members who were in the original Lion King, do we? I'm sure we do. Hold on, there's something. I had a friend I got a text. Alright. Yes, we all know who is in it. We got famous characters like Jeremy Irons, Nathan Lane, Matthew Broderick, Rowan Atkinson, who we all know as Mr. Bean, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Whoopi Goldberg, Erin Salabila, and so on and so forth. So what are we going to do about the new cast members? The replacements don't make sense, but they're actually a neat idea. Let's first look at the performance of Donald Glover as Simba. I actually really like it. Not only is it a nice singing voice, but it has a really good edge to how the original star of Simba was, and it was actually pretty well done. I mean, I don't really expect something well done, but that's what they gave us. Yeah. I actually found it fine. While Matthew Broderick did a better job, Donald Glover's ideal job is not too bad. Who voiced the baby Simba, the kid Simba? That was J.D. McCrary in the new one. In the original, Jonathan Taylor Thomas did the young Simba. How does J.D. McCrary go? Can't pronounce his name, but she actually does a great job too. And it's surprising. They would do horrible jobs, but they did a great job of performing the characters. Now let's think of Timon and Pumbaa. In the original Lion King, Timon was voiced by good old Nathan Lane, and Pumbaa was voiced by Ernie Salvella. In the new one, Seth Rogen does Pumbaa. That's weird, isn't it? Seth Rogen does Pumbaa. And Billy Eichner does Timon. Do they do good jobs? Actually, they do. And the CGI design, while it looks a little hard to tell, is a better design than I was expecting. So they actually connected easier than what I was thinking they connect to. I mean, it's not that hard. They did fabulous for it. What about Nala, Simba's girlfriend or wife? Well, in the original, she was voiced by good old Moria Kelly. In this version, we get Beyonce to voice her. No, that can't be real. That's impossible. But yes, she voiced him. And you know what? It actually is not that bad either. She has a good singing voice, like a good vibe, and reminds perfectly of the original. Anyone know who Beyonce is? I know we all do. If you don't, let me tell you. She's a famous singer with songs that are less memorable than others. And she voiced Foxy Cleopatra from Austin Powers' Goldmember. That's like one of her only character performances for a famous movie. Now we got this. It's pretty fine. Alright, how about our good old buddy, you know who, Mufasa. Well, let's take it all in. James Earl Jones does Mufasa in the original Lion King. Who does James Earl Jones in this new Lion King movie? James Earl Jones. I'm not kidding. James Earl Jones is literally doing it again. That is like awesome, okay? The one returning cast member. I love it. I love it a lot. It's so wonderful to think about something like that. That's incredible. That's beautiful. That's ingenious. That's just a really smart thing. I love it. I love James Earl Jones. He's in Star Wars. He's in Star Wars. Everywhere you see him, you just love him. Now let's finally look at our villain, Scar. In the original Lion King, Scar was voiced by Jeremy Irons, but in this version, he's voiced by Chiwetel Ejiofor. It's hard to pronounce, but in my opinion, the CGI Scar is the only character in the movie who I didn't prefer the new character idea. First off, he looks so unrecognizable. You could recognize him easily in the original. Here, he's just hard to think about recognizing. Another problem is his lines. They're nowhere near as wonderful as they were for the original. Like, remember the classic final word before he kills someone? Where he says, "Long live the king." The way he says it in this version is just horrible. "Long live the king." I don't want to spoil how he really says it, but that's what I was pictured. Seriously, that was just awful. God, I do not want to have to think about that again. It's just ridiculously stupid. But he's the only character. Everyone else is perfectly done. And that's why I prefer the casting choices for both films. How about the music? Well, how about the music? How about how freaking awesome it is? Sorry, the chair. Like I was saying, how awesome is the music in this version? Really awesome. It's like the nostalgic feeling you had for the original Lion King. The original Lion King's music was just wonderful, and bringing it back really well. Every song is back perfectly. Like, let's say, oh, I know, Hakuna Matata. How do they sing in this movie? Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner actually did a perfect job at singing it, and it sounds just as wonderful and nostalgic as it did the original. Like, that's just downright genius, I tell you. It's so genius. Like, I cannot say enough about how genius it is. A lot of genius I can think about for this film, if you know what I mean. Like, I love it. I love the music. Every other song, I'm not going to spoil, but every other song is sung perfectly compared to how they were sung in the original. And I love it a lot. Now, let's move on and talk about the CGI. Now, for all of the live-action Disney remakes we've seen, the CGI is basically the same, except done for different characters. Let's go back through every live-action Disney remake. See, let's start with Cinderella. The CGI is fine, I guess. In comparison to the original cartoon, it has a few flaws, but another comparison, it only has a few. It does have a nice kick. Alice in Wonderland, CGI comparison, horrible. Same with the Beauty and the Beast, horrible comparison of CGI. What about the Jungle Book? Well, the CGI for the characters look kind, but their acting performances are not that good. How about the CGI for... what else is there? Aladdin. How about the CGI for Aladdin? Okay. Just okay. That's all I could say. CGI for The Lion King is perfect. It's nothing but CGI. I don't know why they don't make a live-action remake if they're just using CGI for the characters. I guess it's because they wanted to show off the natural wildlife for live action feature, but really it's CGI too. Either way, the way they show it off is a way so perfectly done that I'm not going to be mad at Disney for that. For trying to show off the jungle life in live action of The Lion King. That's a smart plan. And it's pretty well done. I love all what it is. Now, we got all that out of the way. Our next attempt is to talk about the story and its comparison. So let's go for the 1994 story real fast. The story follows the kid Simba, who has a family. His dad's the king, and it turns out his dad is trying to protect his son. His son wants to be king. Simba really wants to be king, but his dad says he's not ready to be king yet. So when he goes on an adventure, he lost his babysitter, a toucan kind of bird, and still wants to try to be king. Turns out though, he gets lost. His dad has to save him, but his dad gets caught by Scar, and Scar pushes him off the cliff. He dies. But then Simba gets lost in somewhere. He meets up with Timon and Pumbaa, who sang a song to him about the wildlife. But then his girlfriend, Nala, comes and tries to get him back and tells him that it's her turn to be king. When everyone, because Scar says that Simba's the one who killed the king. But really, though, it was him. And when Simba figures it out, he gets real mad at him. And turns out Scar dies. And then everyone's saved. And then Simba becomes the new king. And everything's back to normal. This version, same thing. Except all it's CGI and live action. And this time, it's actually done in a more dramatic way of what Disney does today. And never no comedy with Timon and Pumbaa, they kind of changed that up too. Now the comedy with Timon and Pumbaa is just your basic today's Disney live action remake comedy. But it's not that bad. It's just not as funny as it was in the original Lion King. And what about the sketch with Scar? Well, like I said, I'm not a fan of Scar in this remake. His villainy is so dumbly horrifying. The song he sang was horrifying. It's not as horrifying as it was in the original. That's the main problem. And that's the movie. So, how does Jon Favreau, who directed this movie, Jon Favreau, can't pronounce his name. How does he do for this movie? In my opinion, it's good. Okay? One of the only live-action Disney remakes that's good. Along with the Cinderella remake and the 101 Dalmatians remake, which is very underrated. Those are remakes that, like this one, that are actually fun. And The Lion King has a great edge to it. Is it better than the original? In my opinion, I wouldn't say it's better, but I also wouldn't say it's worse. The original Lion King had better sketch, better character design, and a better dark story of Scar. This one has better idea for what they're doing. It's just not, I just can't say it's better much. But really though, this is a movie I recommend to every Disney fan out there. And for all of you fans, thanks for watching. And Disney, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, but whoever company like Jon Favreau or something, I doubt they're watching it, but they are, I'm telling you, you fellas are not going to trick me with a live-action Disney remake. Just because I enjoyed this one doesn't mean that the next one will be good. Mulan's coming next year. I heard there's a remake of Pinocchio. And I'll watch it, and I'll rep you. I know it's good. I'm not done with hating on your live-action Disney remakes. This isn't over, you bears and Jungle Book characters.